Hello everybody, thank you for joining us for another story time this week. We are going to be talking all about agriculture. So think about farmers who are growing things, whether it might be crops or they might be raising animals for products that we need. And that could be food, or that could be other products like wool we get from sheep that we need to make clothing, and turning those different products into things that we need. It's a little windy out here today, so I hope you can hear me okay. We're going to get started today by talking about agriculture in Minnesota. So I have this fun little map here, and it shows the state of Minnesota and the types of agriculture or the types of products that we make that are really important to our state and that we have a lot of. So it says, you're sure to find these crops and animals where their picture appears on the map, but many will be found in other parts of Minnesota as well. So they've broken up our state into a couple different regions. The Red River Valley here, or over here on our map, is called the cash grain area. So things that are growing there like wheat and sunflowers and soybeans and oats, those are our cash grain crops. Up here in the northeastern part of the state, it says it's our forest area. So that's a lot, it's a very heavily forested area, so we get a lot of our tree resources from that area. In the middle, we have some wild rice. Maybe some of you have collected wild rice before. Then below that, we have our dairy area. So lots of cows in this area. It looks like we also have some apple farms in this area. And we have a crop and livestock area in this part of the state. Minnesota does produce a lot of turkeys. We also see chickens on here, pigs, lots and lots of corn, soybeans down in that region of the state. So these are some of the big important agriculture pieces of the state of Minnesota. I don't have one of these for Wisconsin, but if you're interested, let me know and I will try to find one. And our story today is based on an agriculture folk tale. So this story has been passed down from Europe, and then it was passed throughout communities in the South early on in the United States. And it's about growing food, but it's a trickster tale. So our story today is called Tops and Bottoms. It says it was adapted and illustrated by Janet Stevens, and what that means is that she didn't come up with this story. Like we said, it's been passed down for a really long time, but she wrote this version of the story. So that's what it means when it says adapted. And this book is actually super cool because it goes this way, unlike most of the books we read. Ooh, we get a hint at some of the things we might see, some of the types of vegetables we might see in this book. Tops and bottoms. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with Tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Maybe you've heard about the story about the tortoise and the hare. Hare and his family were in very bad shape. "The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something," Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. "Hello, Bear. Wake up. It's your neighbor Hare, and I have an idea." Bear opened one eye and grunted. "We can be business partners," Hare said. "All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profit right down the middle. Yes, sir, Bear. We're in this together. I'll work and you sleep." "Huh?" said Bear. "So what will it be, Bear?" Hare asked. "The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you, tops or bottoms." Let's see, Bear said with a yawn. I'll take the top half, Hare. Right, tops. Hare smiled. It's a done deal, Bear. What do you think Hare meant by that? Do you want the tops or the bottoms? Any guesses? So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone weeded. Maybe if you have a garden at home, you have to help weed too. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops, and I get the bottoms." What does he mean? So there's Bear with all his tops. And here's Hare with all the bottoms. Which parts do you think are the good parts to eat? Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare plucked off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms aside for himself. Sounds pretty tricky. Ooh, does Bear look happy? Bear stared at his pile. But Hare, all the best parts are in your half. You chose the tops, Bear, said Hare. Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season I want the bottoms. Hare agreed. It's a done deal, Bear. What do you think Hare's going to do? Do you think he's going to trick Bear again, or do you think he's going to give him a good deal? So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. What's Bear doing? Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms, and I get the tops." Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery. Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops into his own pile. So now they've got all the delicious tops. Uh-oh. Bear looked at his pile and scowled. "Hare, you've cheated me again!" "But Bear," Hare said, "you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear growled. "You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice, and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "You're right, poor old Bear," sighed Hare. "It's only the fair thing to do that you get both tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded, and then watered and weeded some more. Bear slept as the crops grew. When it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! This time you get the tops and the bottoms." What do you think Hare planted? There, in front of Bear's house, lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every cornstalk. Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. Then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. "See, Bear, you get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles. Yes, sir, Bear. It's a done deal." By now, Bear was wide awake. "That's it, Hare," he hollered. "From now on, I'll plant my own crops and take the tops, bottoms, and middles." Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. Bear didn't get a very good deal, but he didn't do very much work. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners ever again. The end. So, when you are having your farm fresh vegetables this week, I want you to think about what part of the plant you're eating. Are you eating the top part? Are you eating the bottom part that maybe grows underneath the ground? Or are you eating a part maybe somewhere in the middle? Okay. This is one of our favorite stories. I love Folktales and I love Trickster stories. So I hope you enjoyed it. We're getting on in August, so lots of our farmers' crops are getting ready. So visit a farm stand or a farmer's market and see what kind of fresh veggies you could buy from a local farmer to support them. Have an awesome week. We'll see you soon.